Gobble Gobble. Welcome back, everybody, to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear and discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by the bad kitty herself, Kat Holstead, the author. Welcome back.
What is happening here? First you say gobble gobble, and then you're like, bad kitty? Why bad kitty? What is happening here?
I had that one saved up for weeks. I was going to say years, but...
Why have you had that one saved?
Been in the arsenal, ready to go, locked and loaded.
Is it because I'm out in the dating world again?
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, that's Kat's big announcement this week.
Kat's dating again.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a fun slew of episodes.
Hey, I mean, we could tell that one story today.
We could. I don't even know what story you're talking about, but we could. We could save that for AVSP After Dark, maybe. On Showtime after, I don't know, what's on Showtime these days? Weeds?
I have no
Who
clue.
knows? Is it still around? Is Showtime still a network?
Yes.
Like, I know they had didn't they try to do like a HBO Go kind of thing? And I don't know, I don't think anyone ever signed up for it. Showtime Plus?
Jesus Christ, guys. You all want my attention the second I start recording.
Oh, yeah, you're batting them off over there with a Louisville slugger.
So I started laughing when you said gobble gobble, because I saw a tweet earlier from BuzzFeed that was like, do Americans really say gobble gobble to each other at Thanksgiving? And they were like, yes, they do. And I'm like, who? Who says that? Grown adults don't really say that to each other. Might say it to a kid.
You mean to tell me you've never heard or never hear regularly around Thanksgiving people say gobble gobble? Like, even jokingly?
I might occasionally, but not like everybody says it.
I don't know.
And mostly I feel like you say it to like your little kid. You're like your little nephew or niece or something, like gobble gobble.
I could like picture I don't know, I could picture like a woman at a bank, just like a really lame woman at a bank, like the customer service lady that like answers the phone when the phone rings at the bank. I could just like picture her on like the week leading up to Thanksgiving, just being like, gobble gobble, thanks for calling Harborside Plus.
Oh my god. I could totally like just hear interviewers at work go, gobble gobble, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for taking our survey.
Or like you're at the grocery store or whatever, and like they make the crew say it when they cash you out.
Thank you for coming into the King Supers today. Gobble gobble.
Kings. Yeah, I love regional supermarket names. Like I got the Food Lion, you got King Super.
We have King Supers, we have Safeway.
Those are the mainstays. Those are the ones that are like on every corner, pretty much.
Like the Safeway I go to is like just down the street from my office. I'll pop in there and get like a couple of Starbucks cold brews and lottery tickets before work, because that totally sounds healthy. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, I just picture the back of your car just as like littered with scratch offs.
Hey, the ones that don't win get thrown out, and the ones that do win get put in my planner so I could go cash them all at once. Get like $34 for like 3 tickets.
All right, enough of that nonsense. You have to make your big announcement talking about who's in town in Colorado Springs currently at the moment. In case you've been following the pod.
Oh my god. Dream Man is in Colorado Springs, and I have not seen him yet, but there's a possibility he was like right by my house, literally so close. I'm so bad.
How do you know? Do you have clues?
There are clues.
Give us some clues.
Because there's like this one donut shop in town that does a certain kind of donut, and he posted a picture of it, and it's literally like a block from my house.
Wasn't there a picture of like a Philly cheesesteak over like a?
Yes, there was a picture, and I was like, oh, I know exactly where he got that, because I ordered from there 3 days ago.
There's a picture online, and it's like a like the greasiest looking Philly cheesesteak ever. It's like on a paper plate, you can see the grease all over it, and then it's like wrapped up in like a like the aluminum foil, like on top of a brown paper bag, and the grease is like spilled over onto that. And just from looking at that, you got like all the context clues, and you're like, oh, I know where he got that from. We'll have to put the pic on the blog. We'll have to put it on the AVSP blog. It's like,
Isn't that crazy? Oh my god.
All right. Very important question right here.
Okay.
You're out on a date, and then you run into Dream Man while you're on a date. Like, what do you do?
I'm gonna faint.
And then probably go to the hospital.
Yeah, probably.
Hit your head. Maybe he'll come by. And I don't know, he'll be holding like an ice pack on your forehead. It's like the start of a Sandra Bullock movie.
It'd be really embarrassing because he's totally my phone wallpaper for the lock screen at home screen.
He picks it up to try to call, like, look for family. Looking forward to it. What's he there, like filming a movie or something? Like, why is this guy in town?
Yeah, he's doing one of those Christmas movies.
Oh, like what's it like? Take place at a ski lodge or something?
I honestly don't know because we don't have ski lodges in spring.
I don't know. Is it? I just picture like a picturesque looking downtown that they use as the backdrop.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see what this one's actually about.
So is this movie coming out this year? Like we'll be able to watch it? Oh, like what? Like in a week?
Probably like closer towards Christmas.
Wait. Hold on. So they will film a Hallmark Christmas movie in November, and then it comes out like the same season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it can't be that hard to put together.
These get turned around fast. The only thing is I don't actually know if it's for Hallmark or the other channel.
Ion TV?
No, there's a new one, dude. You are so out of the loop.
What?
The guy who used to run the Hallmark Channel but got outed after like the whole like lesbian commercial fiasco.
Wait, hold on. Pump the
Oh
brakes.
God, I'm realizing I have so much to explain to Patrick right now.
All right, this is a two-part story. So tell.
Okay.
We got to go to the lesbian outing, whatever you just called it.
One of the jewelry companies, I want to say like Zales or something. One of them had a commercial where it was a lesbian couple getting engaged. Okay. And the commercial aired like once on Hallmark. And this dude pulled it, freaking out about a same-sex couple being on the channel. Well, and then like they've been slowly bringing in more same-sex couples, more people of color, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, like I feel like there's a big name one coming out soon, right?
I honestly, Kat has been like working so much. It's amazing. I know as much as I know.
I want to say like Billy Eichner's in it or something, or is that like a major motion picture?
I think that's a Netflix one.
Oh, that's right. Netflix is kind of in that game too.
Remember, Netflix is in on this. They're trying to do the Hallmark-esque movies. You get Lifetime does them.
Ion. Is that still a thing? Are they still around?
Yes, they are.
They still air episodes of that Billy Ray Cyrus TV series from like 20 years ago.
Probably.
What was it called? Doc?
Yeah.
What was the name of the Patricia Richardson Lifetime show where she's like a Private Eyes? No, that was Jason Priestley. Shit, I can't remember.
You're thinking of Strong Medicine.
Yeah, Strong Medicine. Yeah.
With like one of the Maori girls, right?
Yeah. Like,
and the chick from Facts of Life.
Wasn't Patricia Richardson on that show too, though?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was like all three of them. Like the lady from the Joe McKenna left or whatever her name is from the Facts of Life.
What? Like, did you call her
no,
Nancy?
I'm totally getting names wrong, and I know
Nancy McKeon.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, she played Joe.
And it's not even McKenna; it's Joe Polnichuk is the actor or the character she played.
Listen.
Ugh, this is horrible.
Hey, to be fair, I am still I'm within the first 24 hours of my COVID booster. Let me be a little muddled.
Blame it on the COVID booster. You can only use that excuse for so long, then it's null and void.
Can I use it for the first 24 hours?
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
I still have 12 minutes to use it.
12 minutes?
Yeah, I got it at 6:40 at night yesterday. It's 6:48 now.
All right, okay. You know what? Live it up. Live it up, girl. Live it up. Live it up, Ja Rule featuring Case style.
As I drink my body armor. Yeah, so it had Nancy McKeon.
Where are we again? What are you talking about?
Strong Medicine show.
Well, before that, we're talking about the president of Hallmark being outed for.
Yes. Okay. So there was this whole thing, and then he stepped down, as they started adding more same-sex characters, and they've mostly been side characters.
Yeah, the quirky gay coworker.
It's a little more. It's not oh, we think he's supposed to be the gay best friend. No, he is the gay best friend now.
Mariah Carey's assistant in the A Christmas Melody. I don't even know that's a character, but I'm sure it was.
Because last year we got The Christmas House with Robert Buckley and Jonathan Bennett, where they're brothers, and Jonathan Bennett's character gets to be openly gay in a relationship with a male in the movie, where a year before that would not have happened.
Yeah, he gets to have He gets to have a recurring theme in the episode, like maybe like three storylines going on at once. Normally they just have him come out, maybe say something snappy, and that's it. And then he in the background, he might pop up at the end.
But they've been more inclusive going forward. Like even the last season of The Good Witch, the Catherine Bell series.
Oh yeah.
One of the cousins came out as a lesbian.
Shout out to The Good Witch. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Not a spin-off of The Good Wife. Just throwing that out there. Or The Good Fight.
No.
Or The Good Fight. Starring Christine Baranski. Friend of the show.
The guy who was like originally behind like the Hallmark Channel is now starting another channel. Like he took over another channel and he's rebranding it. It's called GAC Family.
GAC? What does that mean?
I don't know. All I know is that this is what I know about that channel. They are doing the same kind of movies that Hallmark.
I just figured it out. GAC, Godly and Christly.
Oh my God, probably. They have the When Calls the Heart spin-off. When Hope Calls... Wait, no. Whatever the hell it's called. I don't even remember what it's called.
Hope Floats.
But I honestly don't know what it's called. All I know is they got Lori Loughlin showing up in its premiere as her character from When Calls the Heart.
Is this her, like, comeback?
It is. This is her comeback. And they've also got the guy who left When Calls the Heart, the male lead, popping up as some character. And I'm like, no. It took a lot for me to accept that Jack was dead. It took a lot for me to accept that Elizabeth was going to move on. And it took a lot for me to let Lucas Bouchard into my heart for Elizabeth. I ain't dealing with a not dead Jack on another network.
Is this like a fantasy world or something? Like, is When Calls the Heart still on? Is that still like...
Yes.
All right.
It is.
So he, like, poached it from the creators?
Like, okay, so they did a spin-off for, like, the Hallmark Channel streaming service. They ended up airing the episodes on the actual Hallmark Channel, but, like, Hallmark Channel didn't renew it for a second season, so he, like, when he started this new channel, he, like, got everybody back that he could to start do a season 2.
So we don't like this person, though, right? We don't like this new...
I'm not going there. But yeah, I think there were other people at the Hallmark Channel who had more to do with the channel's success than him, but he has been able to he got, like, I think Danica McKellar signed an exclusive deal to do movies for that channel going forward.
I was going to ask you, I was like, what do you think are the chances of him, like, poaching all these, like, hot Hallmark stars, like Danica McKellar?
Doing a movie for them. Jen Lilly's doing a movie. Like, a few of, like, the Hallmark names that you, like, know as, like, a Hallmark star are doing movies on this channel.
All right, all I will say is if Mariah Carey does a movie for GAC Family, she's canceled. Throwing that out there right now.
I don't know. She has like a movie on Netflix, doesn't she? Like a little animated thing.
Yeah, I think so. And she has like a value mail number at McDonald's now too. You can get like this.
Oh, that's right. I gotta look that up.
It's like the number 7. I don't know. I think it's just like chicken McNuggets, right? It's like chicken McNuggets.
It's probably chicken. I think that's what they do with all their like special meals. Like it's just the nugget meal.
Yeah, it's like maybe something extra. Like maybe she has like a special sauce that she likes. Maybe she likes the Rick and Morty sauce that they used a couple years ago. It was like that sriracha one. All right, what the fuck are we doing tonight? We're like an hour in.
Oh my God, what are we? We are actually discussing one of our favorite shows today.
Yes, we're going back to this world. It's been a while for you, but I got to talk about it last year when I was a guest on the Namely 90s podcast.
I was apparently stuck in line at an Applebee's drive-thru.
They don't have drive-thrus at Applebee's.
I know. I was so confused why I was stuck in line at an Applebee's.
You're supposed to bring the appetizers, and it never happened because you got stuck, I guess, even though we're all in different parts of the country.
That was weird time.
Last year on the Namely 90s podcast, we did a Christmas episode of the hit TV series ER, and it just felt weird talking about the show without you there. So I suggested for a Thanksgiving extravaganza to do the first season ER Thanksgiving episode.
Yes. Called
ER Confidential. And it's a pretty heavy episode. I'm going to just throw this out there.
It is pretty heavy, but it's an ER episode. Like this is the reality though, you know?
Yeah, I want to say I think they're all heavy.
I mean,
I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's a happy episode of ER.
Yeah.
I bet you even like the last episode is like not even happy. Which I've never seen, by the way.
I actually really love that last final arc.
Yeah, it got good again, and it's like last like go around, right? They brought the band back together.
Yeah, like okay, so like the last season's pretty good. Like just as a whole, like But once you get Carter back for that last like stretch, it just it goes to another level.
But does Stamos stay all the way to the end, or does he
Yes.
get? Okay, I thought so. Who else was on it in the last season? I can't remember.
Angela Bassett,
Oh yeah. That's right.
Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, Linda Carlin. Doesn't Sherry Stringfield come back at the end too, or is that like in between somewhere?
She actually leaves by this point. She had come back earlier, and then she kind of just like faded away.
When she came back, she kind of like sucked, right? She wasn't as good as before. She wasn't that like.
It just wasn't like they didn't know what to do. And then Noah left, and like what the building towards didn't work. And by then, Abby had ate the show. See, that's another reason the season's great is that there's no Luca, Abby. Yes, you have Bailey's best friend from Party of Five, the redheaded guy, Archie. He's Archie on ER. His name is Archie.
He was on an episode that we did like a year or two ago, the helicopter crash.
Because he was off getting high and he was waiting for Romano to come like chastise him.
Oh, great times. All right.
But then he stepped the hell up and became an amazing doctor.
Yeah. He did get fired because his boss got hit by a helicopter. Spoiler alert. Which is that was a wild ass episode of ER, by the way. That's like the craziest. That's some like Grey's Anatomy shit right there that they did.
Okay, where do you think Grey's Anatomy learned to do this crap? They learned it from ER.
Speaking of, I was 3 minutes into today's episode, and I was like, "Who the fuck, Grey's Anatomy? Who? They wish."
ER over Grey's Anatomy any day of the week.
Before we go any further, you want to do This Night in Television real quick?
Yeah, what was happening this night in television?
November 17th, 1994. Guess what? We've done this night before.
We have?
Yes.
Oh my god.
NBC at 8 o'clock aired a little show called Mad About You, and it was a little episode called Giblets from Murray.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like our 2016 Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, that's such a good episode. I gotta go look that up later.
I don't know if we went through the whole night, because I don't remember talking about any of this stuff, but this is like NBC's biggest night probably ever. So it's Mad About You, Friends, Seinfeld, an hour of Seinfeld, and then ER.
Oh wow, this is like a freaking amazing night.
Yeah, it's bangers all night long. ABC's got a good lineup too. They got My So-Called Life on at 8.
Okay.
Matlock at 9. That's a weird pairing. I never knew that My So-Called Life and Matlock were paired together.
Hold up. We start the night on ABC off with My So-Called Life.
We sure as hell do.
I think I understand why My So-Called Life did not survive.
Yeah, because like you know what, when you want to watch TV, you kind of want to like go in for like a binge. You're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
So like you pop your popcorn, maybe you order your pizza pie. You're curled up on the couch, and then it's My So-Called Life, and then it's like you lost the remote. You don't want to get up, so that's probably why MSCL got canceled. You know what? You heard it here first. We figured it. We solved the mystery.
Oh my god, what was on after Matlock?
Everyone's favorite, Primetime Live with Diane Sawyer. And guess what? Tonight she wasn't interviewing Michael Jackson because I looked it up.
Oh my god.
Any guesses on what Diane Sawyer was up to tonight?
I cannot think of what the big story was. What it would have been this night.
You'll never guess it because I never would have guessed it either. Tonight, it was an investigative report into black market plane parts. So it was like airlines were buying like used plane parts, and it was like, do you know what plane you're getting onto, where that door came from, or like where the carburetor came from?
Oh my god.
Oh, it was great. I watched like 5 minutes of it on YouTube. You got to look it up.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
And then, hold on, I'm excited about CBS. CBS actually has a good night, too. It's a show we've never seen, but we know about the premise, and we've talked about it dozens of times. Any guesses?
Brain is still not there, I'm sorry.
All right, it's that Canadian-American combo show, Due South.
Oh, Due South. I can hear my friend Joe going, Kat, why have you not watched this yet? Why have you guys not done this yet?
So, to remind our fandom out there, Due South is a show about, it's like a Canadian Mountie who goes from Canada to like Chicago or something because like his dad was murdered, and he goes south to solve the murder, and then I think he gets like wrapped up in other adventures. It's like, yeah. I want to say it's like maybe inspired by Twin Peaks, but I could be way off. I don't know. Your friend Joe will have to correct us, but we'll find an episode. We'll do it. Down and dirty, the nitty gritty. We'll figure it out. We'll see what it's all about. And I think you're going to be excited about the 9 o'clock slot. It's actually part 4 of a mini series.
Ooh, Scarlet?
Yes, part 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've never seen
I have
it.
never actually seen this.
Okay. Who's in it? Do you know? Do we know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I just looked it up. Anne Margaret, Annabeth Gish, and those are the other names I know. That's all. Oh, Timothy Dalton. I think he was a James Bond
Ooh.
at some point, maybe.
Those are just some early 90s hot names.
Yeah. All right. You ready for a hot night at Fox? This is probably actually a pretty good night at Fox. Not gonna lie. I feel like you can get this if you think about it.
Living Single,
Yeah.
In Living Color,
Nope.
Martin.
Yes. And one more. It's an hour long. It's connected to a world that is still on today. Loosely connected to the Law and Order universe somehow.
Oh, The X-Files.
No, New York Undercover.
No.
New York Undercover,
okay,
which I think they're connected to Law and Order, aren't they? Somehow, I feel like they
I
are.
have no idea.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, black market plane parts. How many black market plane parts would you give tonight's TV lineup? This is gonna be a rare cat 5. This is gonna be like
This is a 5. Like, okay, can we look at this night? Look at this
yes.
night. Okay. We have our comedy block at NBC that leads into ER. That right there alone gets you 3 stars. 3. That gets you a 3 right there.
At least 3.
That
should be a 5. That should be a 5 right there.
Okay, when you take in the whole night in consideration. Okay.
Okay, all right. Oh, like it's like
all of the networks.
Like
okay.
a rubric. There's a rubric for the night.
Yeah, okay, so right there, that gets you a 3. Then you get ABC, which they don't know what they're doing over there. They are all over the place. They're trying to get the teens, they're trying to get the retirees, and then they're trying to get the conspiracy theory nuts. So that right there, the genius of that insane mess.
Are we pre-Disney at ABC? This is like before they knew what they were doing, I guess.
Yeah, this is right before Disney.
All right, maybe this is why Disney had to come in. They had to tighten the ship up.
And then you get CBS with their little Mountie show, and then for TV miniseries.
Oh, this is probably an event. They probably promoted this for years.
This is before I was into Gone with the Wind. Okay? This is before I knew who Margaret Mitchell was. I had heard of the movie, but I just knew it was long, so I wasn't going to watch it.
You didn't know who Olivia de Havilland was yet? Yeah. No idea?
I had no clue,
that she would shape your world.
I wasn't, obsessed until Shannon Doherty played Margaret Mitchell in a made-for-TV.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. What the fuck was that?
That is what sparked the obsession.
Wait.
Along with the Barbie Gone with the Wind doll.
Whose idea was it?
That would air in, little infomercials.
We have to get to the bottom of this. Whose idea was it to have Shannon Doherty play Margaret Mitchell in a made-for-TV movie?
A genius, that too.
Is it a good movie? Is it actually?
Okay, I have not seen this movie in probably...
Since the night it aired?
Maybe, it re-aired on Lifetime at some point. But, yeah. I've not seen it since it aired. But I remember enjoying it. I remember, it stuck with me. I created an obsession.
I have a question. I have a hot question about that. What era of Shannon Doherty? Are we, in her 90210 heyday? Are we, post 90210?
This is post 90210.
Immediately post, or, a few years out?
I want to say this is, this is, after freshman year of college for the gang.
Okay.
When she did the movie, and... Because it was around the time where you could watch, an episode of 90210, and then Tiffany Amber Thiessen was in a NBC made-for-TV movie.
Oh, yeah, they used to love doing that. They would have, 90210 on Fox at, 8, and then at the same time, it'd be, Shannon Doherty in Margaret Mitchell, a memoir, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh, my God, I'm gonna look it up right now.
So had she done Mallrats yet?
I think so.
Okay, all right. So we're probably her 3 years out of 90210 then, maybe.
So yeah, this is a hot night of TV.
Yeah, you know what, TV execs, if you're looking for a Cat 5 night, this is it right here.
Okay, how much freaking balance did we get to this night? You have something for the only thing not on this night was sport. And I'm sure they were actually on like some cable channel.
You know what? I feel like the sports fans though would be super into Seinfeld and Martin. So I feel like they have their fix. And it's Thursday in mid-November. I don't think that's really like a good sports night, right?
Probably not. I don't mean we didn't have football on Thursday nights back then. It's probably like if there's anything, it's basketball or hockey.
Yeah, it's probably hockey, and it's probably on like a way off channel.
And so like right now, like these are more, it's regional for it, so it's not like the finals.
Yeah, and it's 1994, so like you didn't really get like I think football and baseball were the only two like major market sports at the time. It wasn't like
Yeah.
the NHL on Fox yet. We were way off that.
The movie where Shannon Doherty played Margaret Mitchell was called A Burning Passion. The Margaret Mitchell story.
Oh, I love it. What year did it come out? Do you have it?
1994.
So the same year. Like it's probably already aired because it's already the end of the year. Unless it's like airing like the next day.
Hold on, I'm gonna find out.
I could see it. I could see it being on like the Monday before.
November 7th, 1994.
All right, so we're off a week.
Yeah.
And we're close.
But
we're close enough.
Okay, so this is the start of my session. So I'm not going to know enough to watch Scarlet.
Oh, yeah. All right. So Scarlet had come and gone, but when you first had watched the Margaret Mitchell story,
yeah,
and then you probably got super into Gone with the Wind, and then like maybe like 2 years out, you probably learned about Scarlet, but it was too late for you to watch it unless maybe like Lifetime aired it.
Oh my God, Rue McCallaghan was in this.
It's probably on YouTube, or it's probably on it could be on Amazon Prime. They like to throw all those old movies on there.
Yeah,
they're super big into it. They have the Susan Lucci like is like running from the mob movie on there. They might even have Ebby. Who knows?
Ebby.
Shout out to Ebby, friend of the show, Ebby. All right, you ready? You ready to talk about the greatest hour of television that aired tonight?
Yeah.
Probably. We haven't seen Due South yet, so I don't know.
I know. One of these days, we're going to watch Due South.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm not just going to, like, pass the DVD set at the Entertain Mart.
Yeah, you, like, saw the, like, complete series on DVD, right? And, like, just, like, left it. Yeah. It was, like, $10, wasn't it?
I know. Okay, next time I go back to Entertain Mart, I will see if it's there. If it's still there, I'm buying it.
It's still there.
Okay.
Like, no one's picked that up. No one bought that. Who the fuck bought Due South at Kmart?
Entertain Mart.
What is that?
It's, like... store where you can buy like used DVDs, you can buy Pop Funkos, all that stuff.
So someone had the complete series of Due South on DVD and was like, I don't need this anymore, and brought it to Entertain Mart.
They're like, I watched it, I'm good, let's go.
They didn't put it on their mantle next to Lost and the other great TV series.
I have friends who, like, if they binge a series on DVD and they're like, I'm never going to watch this again, they get rid of it.
Like, you never feel like you're going to, like, dip back into it, like, a couple years later, maybe watch the special features.
Not everybody's like us.
Maybe see, like, the audio commentary, find out, just how deep that murder mystery was going on in Due South. You know what? Did they actually use Mountie outfits? Like a uniform? We don't know. We'll find out. All right, but ER Confidential. Episode 9.
Let's talk about one of our absolute favorite shows of all time. I love how I'm speaking for both of us.
All right, so we're super early into the ER legacy. We don't really know the characters too well yet. We kind of know like bits and pieces of them at this point.
Yeah, we're still like learning about them, their dynamics with each other. Like, we know that Doug and Mark are best friends. We know that Doug and Carol have a history. There's
some weird shit going on with Susan and Div. I can't quite like figure out what's going on. I don't remember that from like my original run of the show for some reason.
This is pretty much the end.
Yeah, and like, is this episode like the tipping point for it? Because I feel like it is for some reason.
Yeah, this is like where like this episode or the next, like where it ends with him.
Not a good character, by the way. Not a good character.
So.
Probably like the weakest character of the early years, you think?
Like he's like, actually I would say the guy Carol's actually dating, Tag is his name.
Oh yeah, Tag sucks, yeah.
There's like, okay, so
he's boring.
When you think about ER, you're gonna think about Mark, Susan, Carol, Doug, Carter, Benton, a few of the later editions. Okay? You are not going to think about Dev or Tag or some of these other people who you're just like, who, what?
See, the thing is, like, they have such great three-dimensional characters, even their, like, supporting characters, like the clerk and, like, I don't know, like Lydia, like, and Haley, I think is her name, Halia, I think. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, like, you have these great characters who are just there, like,
but then
throughout, like, a lot of them are there for years, and they're kind of like that stabilizing force in the ER, as, like, Doug leaves, and then Carol goes, and Mark dies, Carter goes off to Africa.
But some of these supporting characters have, like, very few scenes, but yet they, like, leave such an impact in the show. And then you have these other characters that are, like, I guess they're supposed to be leads. I don't know, like Tag and Div.
Like, I don't think they were ever actually supposed to be leads.
I got the vibe. I got, like...
I think well, to be fair, they were going to kill Carol off in the pilot originally.
That is true.
She wasn't meant to survive.
I don't know. I get not quite main character vibes, but, like, first few names in the credits.
I think the original intention was for them to be more involved. But sometimes, as you're writing and creating and characters are developing and you're getting further into the story, you realize that
they suck.
This is not where you need to be going with this character.
No, get rid of him.
This guy needs to go.
Yeah.
And we need to get this character on this path instead.
Yeah, because this episode just seemed like I feel like the writers and maybe originally in mind had, like, a path for Div, maybe. Like, we meet him, like, at the peak of his craziness, and then maybe he has, like, a comeback and he rises from the ashes. I don't know. I feel like maybe audiences just didn't care.
Like, as well, I'm like, why is Susan with this guy? Really, Susan? Come on, girl, you can do better.
Because she is, like, especially in the early years, she's, like, a good character. She's, like, you root for her. You get her struggle. We have to put up with her shitty sister.
This sister is the worst. Oh my god, I hate her so much.
You know what? Low key. I get like older Marissa Cooper vibes from her.
Oh, totally. Like, but the thing is, you have to picture is, like, Caitlin having to pick up after Marissa.
Oh yeah. Ooh, shit. Is this like the Cooper family curse? Like, right here, like, it's like looking into, like, an alt universe right here.
Yeah, totally.
Like, that's all I thought. Because is Susan's sister older? Yeah, I guess she's older. She looks older.
I think she's younger. I honestly don't know.
Is it, like, episode 1 or 2, like, the sister, like, steals money from Susan's, like, locker or something?
Yeah, the sister's a hot mess, like, this entire time, so...
Whatever happens to her, I don't think I know.
The sister, like, runs off, leaves the baby behind. Susan starts raising the baby. Then she comes back with, like, some guy who has money. And she's supposedly sober and wants the baby back. And Susan's like, fuck you.
She's like a real housewife now.
And then she gets the baby back, but then, like, moves. So then Susan moves to, like, be close to the baby.
Like, how old was the baby when the sister came back, though? Like, older? Like, was she, like...
Like, barely a year.
Oh, so she wouldn't know.
It was about a year.
It's not like she was, like...
Because it was, like, Susan left, like... I don't think she left at the end of the second season, but she left, like, early in the third.
Really? She's only, like, on it for such a short period of time?
Yeah, she was on for a short period of time and made she was such an important character in those early years.
Where's Sherry Stringfield today? I feel like we've talked about this, but I can't remember, to be honest with you.
We probably talked about it the last time we did ER.
I think we bring it up every time we do ER, to be honest with you. I just don't remember. Like, I just don't see her in things. It's not like she, like, pops up in, like, Stranger Things or something, or, like, a Marvel movie.
Sherry Stringfield was born in Colorado Springs.
Oh, so she's like your neighbor then.
Maybe
she's not with at Dutch Brothers Coffee. We're gonna bleep that name up, by the way.
She was most recently on Criminal Minds Beyond Borders.
Oh yeah. That's not on anymore though, is it? They like
no, it's not.
Yeah,
that ended in 2017.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's like way like.
That's like her most recent credit though.
Yeah, I feel like she's out of the game. Like you know what? She probably got that good ER cash. They probably like paid her a fucking boatload of money to come back. Maybe she made some good investments and she's just living on a boat somewhere, maybe like a houseboat, just traveling. traveling up and down the West Coast.
No, just living her life.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure she's doing good. Shout out to Sherry Stringfield, friend of the show. Call us. Tell us what it's like to play Susan, Dr. Susan on ER.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold on. I forgot. I meant to bring this up at the beginning of the episode. So, remember like 5 years ago, we said we were going to do the ER spinoff, Set the Tone?
Yeah.
Someone started it already, so we can't do it now. Yeah, it's all right. But you know what?
We wasted too much time. We had like plans. I had
Yeah.
a logo.
Yeah, it's out there. It's still saved on my desktop. Actually, I can bring it up. But you know what? Maybe you can have us be on your show. Maybe we'll come on an episode of ER. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could like do one we've already done before, like the helicopter crash episode.
Oh my gosh.
All right, yeah. So
We actually kind of start the day off with Susan waking up and 5-something in the morning, and Dev is like in her living room talking into a tape recorder, like doing patient notes. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of think he's talking about himself.
he was. He was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 5 in the morning. It was like 3:30, like in the morning.
Oh, okay.
He has compassion fatigue. You know what? He's just over the shit. He's an older guy. How old is he? Like probably like 50 in the show?
I think he's like our age.
No, he's not 25.
Like probably closer to our age. Like Susan's in her 20s.
Susan is not in her fucking 20s. There's no way she's a doctor in her 20s. At the very minimum, she's like 30.
Okay, so maybe Susan's like early 30s.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay, so Susan's like early 30s.
Wait, no. She's got to be older than that because she's like completed residency and stuff. She's like,
No, she hasn't.
oh, okay.
She hasn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
No, she has not completed her residency.
Okay.
Doug is in his residency.
Which I find hard to believe, but I guess George Clooney was young at one point in time.
Because, yeah, like Mark is chief resident or something.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah, so like Mark is like a couple years ahead of Susan and Doug.
So he's okay. All right. I don't know. I got like actual doctor vibes from Susan for some reason.
Well, I think she's far along in her residency.
She's comfortable.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She can 2 people, no problem.
Yeah.
She like walks Carter through it like it's nothing, and Carter's like freaking out, which I don't blame him.
She's a really good doctor. I wish she was a real life person.
Because Mark is gonna go on to be the attending. That's like the next level, right?
Sure.
Okay, so it's Thanksgiving. We're in the ER. We got our regulars. We got Susan, Doug, Carol, Carter, Benton. Benton's just angry at the world because he's not the most brilliant surgeon yet.
Yeah, he's just looking for a good case.
And he feels like he's stuck with Carter.
Tonight might be the night. Who knows? It's early. It's early to shift.
There's a clerk who is a foreign lady named Bob.
Oh, yeah.
And she's hanging up all the like Halloween and Easter decorations and everything.
I was wondering if we'd like get a callback to that, but it just kind of never came back up again.
Like it's just kind of like there. You see it like throughout the episode.
So do you think there's like a holiday closet that they go to and just like bust out all the like holiday decor?
Probably.
And she just didn't know. Well, because I guess she probably doesn't know what the fuck Thanksgiving is, right?
She has no clue. Like none at all.
And she probably looked at the calendar. It probably said like Halloween was the last thing she saw. She's like, oh, this must be it. And just like,
yeah, she's like, there's pumpkins, but she started like putting up all like everything.
Yeah.
Easter stuff, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine, like whatever decorations they had, she was putting up. And like there's one point where Doug is like, no, it's Thanksgiving. We don't need this for Halloween. She's like, I just put up. And he's like, okay, never mind.
I don't know. I just kept waiting for them to call back that like weird Bob lady putting up all these off-season decor.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like we start off like Mark comes to the desk and like, wow, the ER looks like goes through several changes throughout the seasons, like the layout, and they have like no space at this first desk. There's barely a waiting room for like what's supposed to be one of the busiest hospitals in the county. There's like no space.
I have a theory. I have a hot theory. Where season 1 into the show, they probably put like a lot of money into some of the effects they use, like maybe the medical equipment, maybe some of the makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
The makeup effects. So they probably had a limited budget for the set. Because if you really think about it, there's only like a few angles that you see.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like 3 hospital rooms that you see. Maybe there's like see the lobby, but I feel like it's like a different lobby every time you see it.
As we go through the years, the lobby changes. It gets like updated. Like there are renovations that are a part of the story.
I remember watching like maybe episode 3 or 4 of the show, and then like the next episode, and the lobby looked different.
We start getting our wacky ER patients for the day. We get Garret Morris in. Oh my god, I love it. I love Garret Morris. He's like the forgotten gem of SNL.
He was the guy that was going into kidney failure, right? That was Garret Morris.
Kidney failure, he needs to be on dialysis, but he's such an asshole to the people at the clinic. They're like, no, you can't come here anymore. Like, we're done. Like, we're denying you care.
Poor guy.
But he's like complete ass to Susan and Carol like the whole time. Like, they're trying to give him dialysis, and he's just like, I don't want to be here. Fuck you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like every episode of ER you have like the very serious, like heartfelt, connected storyline that they want the audience to connect to on like a higher level. Then you always have this like quirky, cartoonish type patient that comes in. Like it's like how they balance off like the craziness of the show, which is like real.
Yeah,
that's like what really happens. Like you're gonna have just like the patient that's dying basically at death's door. Then like next door, you're gonna have the person that's just fucking ridiculous for no reason at all, like an energy suck. And who gets? Is it Dr. Susan that gets him?
Yeah, Susan gets stuck with him.
I mean, poor Susan.
There's one point like throughout the episode, he's like throwing little hissy fits. Finally, she's like, okay, you need to like get in this position. I have to take your temperature this way. And she tells him she's putting a thermometer in his ass. Really, she put one of the flowers.
I can't believe they showed that on fucking network television in 1994.
Amazing.
So there's the thing about ER is that they always like, I don't know how they got away with so much because
yeah,
it's a pretty fucking grotesque show for like a network television series in 1994. Like, I feel like you could do this now today. Like Fox does this kind of shit with 911 and whatever else they do. But 1994 NBC, like a major broadcaster network, would just throw on a TV show that would have like a naked man's rear end with like a fucking petunia sticking out of his ass. And then like another guy who got attacked by a turkey.
That guy, oh my god.
With 40 lacerations all over his face.
You ask why I'm afraid of turkeys. That's why I'm afraid of turkeys. You don't fuck with turkeys. We eat turkeys for a reason because they are mean little motherfuckers.
Yeah, I've seen that South Park episode. I know they're fucking evil.
No, I've been attacked by a turkey.
Tell the story.
But I was like 4 or 3. I was at like a petting zoo in Ohio because we were visiting my grandparents. And there was a turkey wandering around, and I went to like 3-year-old me, 4-year-old me. I think I was like 3. 3-year-old me like goes over to like pet it, and it like started chasing me around. There's a fucking picture of it. This is the same trip where I got attacked by cows.
I feel like you've told this story before on the podcast, so
I probably have.
Yeah, you definitely have. I just forgot. I forgot what wildlife has attacked you on the show. Yeah, so this guy, the character in this episode, he is like an animal rights activist, and he was like protesting. I guess in like downtown Chicago, they were doing maybe like a meet and greet with a turkey or something. It was like caged.
No. So like, one of like the shopping malls or something had like a live turkey on display or something for Thanksgiving.
And you can maybe get like your picture taken with it or something, maybe like the kids.
Yeah, something stupid like that. And he broke it and he kidnapped the turkey.
He put it in his car, put it in his fucking Ford Taurus.
And it attacked him.
Like on the drive. And he ended up like his fight or flight instinct kicked off, and he ended up just like snapping the turkey's neck. And we learned later on that like he secretly liked it. And then the last like bit of his storyline is so they just end up deciding to like defeather, pluck the turkey, and like cook it somewhere. I guess in the hospital, maybe the kitchen.
Yeah, they're gonna like give it to because this is gonna be the turkey. Because the cop's like, hey guys, you get a turkey. Like the cop that's dating Lydia at the time, he's like, here's a turkey for your dinner. Because they're doing like a potluck dinner where everybody's brought something. Because guys, like think about it. You working in ER, so you know, like you're away from your family if you're working that day. Probably long, shitty hours.
Yeah, and everyone brings us something.
So you do something together, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they let the patients eat the food too, which is wild to me. But
I, it's a TV show.
this man ends up eating the turkey at the end, and he like hides behind, like he like turns around and like so no one sees him like eating the turkey. And
Yeah, and enjoying it.
yeah, you know what? What was this like iron level low or something?
I'm sorry.
Protein levels low.
I went out with a vegan once recently, and I was just like,
Never again.
he was a nice guy. Will I go hiking with him? Yes. But do I want to still eat burgers? Yes.
In front of him? Yes.
Oh my god, I felt so awkward when he told me he was vegan. We were texting. I was literally like eating this giant bite out of a Jack in the Box burger.
It's great. Another storyline we get, it's the character of Henry slash like Riva or something was her name. So it was it actually ends up being Dr. Carter's patient for the night. It's a transgendered woman who comes into the ER with like a facial lack.
Yeah.
Like his like eyebrows cut or something. And
yeah, like there are lacerations in different parts of the body because they were driving and drove into something.
It was a bridge, right?
Yeah, a bridge. Like they basically, what we realized later is it is a suicide attempt. Benton being Benton missed it.
Carter being new missed it.
Yeah. But Carter is understandable.
You know what? Like this is pretty fucking progressive for 1994, by the way.
For real. And of course we get Peter, who's just like, okay, sir, and I just want to punch Peter.
There's a few other lines in the episode that are pretty offensive by today's standards too.
But what I do love is like Carter is like stitching her up, like she has something like somewhere on the back of her body or lower body. Carter's stitching her up, and he goes, "Hey, Dr. Green, how does it look?" And you know, Dr. Green's like, "Oh, good work, Carter. Like, what'd you use? Da-da-da." And he's like, "Are you okay there, miss?" You know, like, doesn't even think it's a guy. Okay, it's one of those, like, great, it's a small moment, but it just shows the major contrast between Carter's two mentors, of Benton and Mark. Are there things that Carter learned from Benton? Yeah. But I do 100% believe that Mark was the bigger influence in his life.
All right, so I think that Carter learned like technical skills from Peter.
Yes.
And then I think more compassion skills were obtained from Mark.
Oh, 100%.
So it was like the best. It was like a yin and a yang.
Mm-hmm.
He got the best out of each person.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Mark, you know, he's probably great. He's probably great, but I feel like there's probably times where he's like sloppy and just kind of like fucks things up. But he's kind of like he's like a better person. And then you have Peter. At least at this point in time, he's kind of like I want to say like I feel like Peter probably has like a god complex. Like he's in it to play God.
Yes.
He's in there to just like fix everything. He doesn't care like what is attached. He just wants to be able to just fix the problem. He doesn't get emotionally attached. There's actually a point in this episode where he does a very risky surgical move for a woman that has fluid building up around her heart, and the cardiologist isn't there yet, so someone's going to do it. And like the second in command, she's kind of cocky about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can do this, but you know what? I'm gonna have you do it." Like in a way, kind of like testing him. Like I just kind of feel like testing him in a way to see, because I definitely like there was like an attraction between the two characters.
Yeah.
So I feel like she didn't really care about the patient. She was just using it kind of like as a let me see if he's worthy of my time kind of thing.
Even though she's gonna leave like the next day.
Yeah, she was going to like a fellowship or some bullshit like that. Does she ever come back? Like, I feel like
I don't think she does. I think this is like the last time we ever see this woman.
But like I just like got this like whole vibe. It was like she was like looking to see if he was worthy of her time, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, he was." But then like if he botched the operation and this woman died, like neither of these two characters would have gave a fuck. They just would have gone on with their day.
Yeah. Here's the thing: when Benton goes to talk to her about the patient, he doesn't call the patient by any form of name. He calls her by the procedure.
He says the heart girl.
Yeah.
There's like a really good juxtaposition between the scene, and the husband is like on the other side of the glass. And there's a point where like someone fucked up. It was right before Dr. Benton stepped in, and someone fucked up and like made it worse. And you can kind of just see like the look on the husband's face is like he doesn't know how he's going to go forward. And there's like three people in the operating theater, and they don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving. If this doesn't go the way that it goes, we're going to go home regardless.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a good night. I think it was a subtle thing. Like, I picked up on it watching it. I don't think maybe the casual viewer might pick up on the husband in the background. I don't know if you noticed. Like, did you notice it though? Did you notice him in the background, like lurking?
Oh yeah.
This was like a pretty cunty move from that female cardiologist in second in command. As soon as like things looked sorta okay, she's like, "Well, if you guys need me, I'll be upstairs."
Yeah. Like, bitch, hold up.
And she walks out of the room, and you can kind of like see her just like put her hand on the husband's shoulder for a second, but she doesn't say anything. She just keeps walking. So it was like, "I see you here. I know this is like the thing that I should do, but I don't care on like a personal level," which kind of ties into Div's dilemma of the episode too. Like, I feel like there was a lot of like common threads in this episode, and we kind of have like different angles of the spectrum here. So Div's going through this. We did we touch on this? I can't remember. Like, so Div's going through like a compassion fatigue where he's just tired of people. He's like the psychiatrist, right? Is that his?
He's like the head of the psychiatric department. He is definitely having his own breakdown, really.
I think he's just tired of everything.
No, he's having a breakdown.
And that too. But he's also tired of everything.
Okay, so I'm going to say this as a person who works way too much. He has lost his concept of reality in himself. Yeah, I think he's not sleeping. I don't think he's slept for probably several days at this point.
We got to think about this too. This is like the county hospital, so it's like the shitty hospital in Chicago. So he's probably like the only person doing this job here.
Yeah, like he maybe has like a couple interns.
Like, they're just not experienced yet.
He's the one who has to go to like 10 different departments a day for different consultations or whatever, you know?
Oh yeah, his pager probably goes off all day long. It's like,
yeah, he's down in the ER like 4, 5, 10 times a day for whatever these people are dealing with.
And there's like probably some shit going on the floor that he's got to go attend to.
Like, and then he's got to go like talk to the parents whose kids are dying of cancer, and then
and he probably gets like 2 days off a week, and he probably gets like calls at his house, pages like around the clock. Yeah, this just seems like a smaller place. So there's like it's like him, and then like the inexperienced interns beneath him, who probably, when they're like left to like take care of the fort, they probably call him all night long. They're like, "Hey, Dev."
Oh yeah, like he is getting called all day, being like, "Okay, this person did this. What should we do?" And there's like a point where he's like, "Why do you guys not know this? You guys have been here freaking long enough. You've been doing this long enough. Why are you still asking?"
It's probably basic stuff, but they're not comfortable doing it without his approval, because it's probably
it's like when my coaches ask me something simple, and I'm like, "Are you effing kidding me right now?" As I pull the lollipop out and start sucking on it because you guys are stressing me out.
I get the vibe that he's kind of an asshole, probably too. Like, there.
To be fair, like Mark 100% does not like this guy. Mark deals with this guy because he's the guy he has to deal with.
Yeah, he's the only psychiatrist in the whole fucking county general hospital. It's not like Chicago Hope, where there's probably like 4 or 5 guys, like a team that they could go out to. So, I mean, I guess it is a good storyline in the essence of the show, but it just, like, the character sucks. They probably could have picked a better actor, maybe. I don't know. Like, who would you, if you could recast the role of Div?
Jack Wagner.
No, you know what? No, I veto that.
At least we would have understood why Susan was attracted to him.
That is true. You know what? This is going to sound crazy. You're not going to agree with me, but I'm going to say Jeff Bridges.
Okay. It's actually not that crazy. Because this is like Speed era Jeff Bridges.
Or you know what? Or maybe like a Kurt Russell.
No, too big of a name.
Too big? Okay. So, like, you think Jeff Bridges is more subtle?
Let's be real. Most of the cast at ER were not well-known. Anthony Edwards was like your big name, and that was because he was in the Revenge of the Nerd movies and Top Gun.
And I think George Clooney was like sorta known.
Okay, George Clooney was recognizable because he was coming off Sisters.
And Roseanne.
And Facts of Life.
And like maybe a movie came out like right before.
You might not have been able to know his name, but you knew the face and you knew you liked him.
But he was like the first big face of the show, though. Like, he was on TV Guide covers, and
mean, people knew Sherry Stringfield at this point from NYPD Blue and Guiding Light.
Oh, is that where they knew her from?
I do say so because I'm right.
All right, let's get to Julianna Margulies' story, because I feel like this is like the bread and butter of the episode.
Ugh.
Anything that features Julianna Margulies as Carol, aka the greatest character in TV ever, probably, would you say?
Definitely top 10.
Top 5 or top 10?
Top 10. Because, we have Lucy Ricardo in the top 10. I mean, top 5 for sure.
Okay, so would you put her at like a 6? Like she's 6, and then it's Lucy Ricardo right after her?
Don't make me actually figure this out right now, Patrick.
And I just put Lucy Ricardo as number 5 in the top 10, which you didn't pick up on, by the way.
She's in the top 5 with like Maggie Seaver.
I just had to like reshuffle my list when you said Maggie Seaver.
Oh, yeah.
And you forgot about Elise Keaton, too, so.
Oh, yeah, we gotta have Elise Keaton in there.
Peg Bundy.
We gotta have, of course, Erica Kane.
Okay. All right, there's too many. I think we're going to like a top 13 now.
Okay, so there's this car accident with teenage boys. They get brought in. One dies. Yeah, they like hit somebody in the crosswalk or something.
Like a 21-year-old woman or something.
Yeah, like a young woman. They're young teenage guys. When the surviving boy is being brought up for surgery, he goes, "Carol, I killed him. I was the one driving." And then Carol's got this like guilt of like, do I say something? What do I do?
Yeah, because the police come in and they're kind of like poking around and like asking about what happened,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like seen in the background. You see her eyes like shifting. The boy's mom comes in, and not just the boy's mom, but
the other boy's mom,
the one who died, comes in. So she has to like this part kind of like threw me off because like usually I feel like it's like a doctor has to tell like the parent that like, hey, your son's dead, and so Carol's just like all like, oh yeah, he's dead. Like, he died. He didn't make it.
Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, this is usually the thing where you go, we're gonna go over here and talk.
Yeah, this isn't like the hallway, like the entrance.
Yeah, not like as you're running like the one woman up to surgery.
Carol has like another like moment with the actually, hold on. I lied. So there's the point where she, for some reason, she goes up to like the surgical recovery area, and she's like, she just wanted to check on Andy. That was the name of the boy.
Yeah, she was just like checking in on him because, our ER crew cares about their patients after they leave the ER. They like to check in every so often.
So she goes upstairs and like the mom, actually, you know what? I think she brought the mom up there. I think that's what it was, right? So she takes the mom up and she's just kind of like listening to their conversation, like eavesdropping a little bit. And the little boy, Andy, is like...
Little boy? He's not a little boy. He's like some 17-year-old jackass.
All right. So the 17-year-old jackass, he's like, oh, like, I can't believe Larry, that was the name of the guy. I can't believe Larry, killed that girl and nearly killed me. And Carol's like, wait a second. Like, hold on. This motherfucker, like, an hour and a half ago, just told me, like, he was the one who was driving. So she thinks about it for a minute, and she's like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what? I need to disconnect myself from this scenario. Like, whatever. So she, like, goes downstairs, and that's when Larry's mom comes in. Like, where's Larry? Oh, my God, where's Larry? So Carol has to break the news. She breaks the news. I guess she takes the mom to go see Larry's cold, dead body. And then she finds Carol again after. And the mom's like pissed at Larry. Like, she's not like sad that Larry died. She's like mad that Larry died and like nearly killed his best friend and like killed some 22-year-old girl. And she's like, you know what? When I touched his cold, dead hands, she's like, the only thing I want to do is slap him across the face. And so now Carol's like conflicted. She's like, fuck. She's like,
yeah, she's like, do I tell? What do I do?
Because this mom's going to go through like the rest of her life thinking that like her son, I wouldn't call him an asshole. I guess they're just being dumb. It was like the night before Thanksgiving or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds like they were being dumb teenagers. They were probably just screwing around. They're like, oh, we had the high school football game this morning. Let's just drive around until we have to go home and hang out with our lame family.
She's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to confront Andy. I'm going to call him out on it. And she kind of does. And he like doesn't really do anything about it.
Like, she talks to Lydia about it, and Lydia's like, you gotta tell the police, and Carol's like, but do I?
I was thinking about that, too, because I was, like, trying to, like, relate to Carol. And then I was like, you know what? Like, she might be right. Like, she should stay in her own lane. Like, I thought about that, and I was like, all right.
Here's the thing. There's going to be documentation about which boy was in which seat when they were found, or what part of the car, or how far from the car they were found after this accident, right? So, like, if they both get thrown from the car, chances are they're both going outward. Like, Andy's going to be on the driver's side, Larry's going to be on the passenger side. And eventually, like, I just think that Andy was probably arrested by New Year's Eve.
Probably, and we probably never found out the consequence. But I think this kind of like plays into Carol's psyche. I think that was like the point of...
Yeah, it plays into the guilt inside of her about something she did
with Doug, like
before her suicide attempt, and some things that have happened since while she's been dating and engaged to Tag. Tag really enjoyed plucking that turkey, though, let me tell you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there was a scene where this is fucking wrong, by the way. So there's a scene where it's like the animal activist guy, he's like in his like patient room, and they have the little like windows that like connect to the next room, and for some reason they have the turkey on like a stretcher like in another patient room, and Tag is just like fucking depucking this thing maniacally, like in front of this guy. And I was like, did he do it on purpose, or like was it just like this is the only room that was open?
I think it was a little from column A and a little from column B.
What if an emergency came in at that moment in time and it's like, we can't use this room because there's fucking turkey feathers everywhere?
Like, if they're just going to go in and, like, do stitches on somebody's hand, that's where they're going to take. They have, like, a couple stations back there just to do sutures.
Well, I know they have that room they all sleep in, too, sometimes.
Yeah, that's a different room.
That's, like, at the end of the hall, I think, though.
It's like a broom closet, really.
Well, there's, like, a patient bed in there and stuff, so, like, it's clearly, like, a room for patients, but...
yeah.
They never use it, because they sleep in there.
So, Carol is feeling a little guilty because while she has been with the wonderful, wonderful Dr. Tag, there might have been this time that she, gave into her passion and slept with Doug.
It was before the show started, right? This is, like, pre...
Yeah, it was before the show started. It was an incident that happened before the show started and before Carol tried to commit suicide. After the suicide attempt, when she was, like, better and everything, and kisses her.
Yeah, like Doug shows up at her house, right?
Yeah,
it's like at the like in like the arch of the door. Like, yes. I feel like for some reason, okay, like I have like a vivid memory of it for some reason. Isn't it like a family dinner or something? Like I feel like her whole family's there for some reason.
Because there's like an episode after this one where there's like a family dinner and Doug shows up trying to like tell Carol he loves her, and it's like one of those like family dinners where like both Tag and Carol's family are together because they're engaged.
I feel like it's like episode 6.
Because Carol tells Tag about this, about the kiss, about sleeping with Doug, and he's like all like jealous, which I mean, I get. Like, I have to remember Tag is her actual fiance.
And actually, I think this is like tied in with the episode we were just talking about a minute ago where Doug shows up at Carol's house and like the dinner's going on. So I feel like there's an episode where he gets kind of flirty with the pharmacy sales rep, and he just ends up going over to the pharmacy sales rep house because he sees Carol and Tag and like the whole family dinner or something going on. So he's like, fuck it, I'll just go have a good time with the pharmacy sales rep. And she's kind of like, I don't know, she's hard to explain. She's I think she buys Doug clothes. Like she buys, like, I feel like she's like window dressing him.
Yeah. He is her eye candy. He is her arm candy. He's like a hot doctor, even if he is a pediatrician, as she said. Like, bitch!
And a resident, too, I think, right?
Yeah,
he's like, he's not getting paid yet. Like, he's just, like, here for credit, basically.
She's, like, totally looking down on, like, what he actually does. But he's hot. He's fun in bed, apparently.
He's, virulent.
Like, that's gotta be why she's keeping him around, because he's fun in bed, really.
And I feel like she probably goes out to these big, like, pharmaceutical rep dinners, and he probably shows up wearing, like, shitty clothes. So she's like, oh, no, like, I can't have this.
So you're gonna wear the Armani shirt. Like, why the hell should he wear an Armani shirt to work in the ER lady?
I forgot, like, how shitty, like, 1990s neckties were. because
Oh my god, right?
it's like the thickest. Like, the thing must have been like 6 inches wide. It was like it just went on
Oh my
forever.
god. It just
It looked like something that like Garth Brooks would wear like in concert. It was just awful. And so they're going to like where are they going? Nassau, Bermuda or
Bahamas, I think.
Bahamas.
I never know. When I hear Nassau, I think it's a county in New York.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nassau County, but there's this.
But it's actually like a place in the tropics.
So there's this like whole thing where everyone's like talking about like the craziest thing they've ever done, and we learned that Dr. Mark Green has like maybe he like kicked a can or something one day.
Okay, like let's be real. I think you've probably done crazier things than me.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I was definitely more like Mark. Like I never go out now unless to run errands or on a date.
There's a very funny line though where like Mark Green is like, "Oh man, I wish I can go to Bermuda and like smoke a joint or something." Instead of just like elaborating on it, Doug Ross just goes, "It's the Bahamas. I'm going to." Like that's like his response to it. It's not like you should do it or like whatever. He's like, "I'm going to the Bahamas." He doesn't. You could tell he did not want to be in that conversation with him.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh boy.
Doug Ross obviously knows he doesn't connect with this guy on like any level whatsoever, and Mark Green was like,
But yet they're still best friends.
"Are they best friends at this point?"
They are.
Oh, I just don't see it at this point.
Okay, think about it. Mark is like married, he's already got kids, he's got the bitchy ass wife. And then Doug's like the fun loving bachelor who maybe almost had a chance to like settling down with Carol a few years ago and then fucked it up.
Yeah, because Doug says something. He's like, "You know what? You want to go to fucking the Bahamas and smoke a joint?" He's like, "I just want to go home and watch TV." Like, I envy your life.
Yeah.
Like, can we switch places? That was the line. I'm sorry.
So, Carter has stitched his patient up, but as we said, Peter and he both missed the major sign that they had been in a suicide attempt. And throughout the day, she is talking to Carter about how her friends stopped talking to her when she started dressing the way she wanted to dress, the way she felt. She doesn't feel that she looks like a woman, and that's all she's ever wanted to look like.
And there was that moment with her and her dad. Like the dad was like on his deathbed, and he showed up at her house, and the dad thought that she was his girlfriend, and she's like, "No, I'm your son." And I really felt like I don't feel like they got this message like across very well, but it seems like the dad didn't care. He was like okay with it.
Yeah. But our patient, whose name unfortunately I do not recall, they like needed somebody to care and say, "Yes, I support you. I be something that somebody cared about and approved of," and showed that they approved instead of just being like, "Okay, cool, whatever."
I think like I got the impression that Dr. Carter was connecting with her, but he just didn't know how to proceed.
Yeah. I mean, we have to remember at this point, Carter is still very young.
Yeah, and I can feel like he's still nervous about being a doctor too, and like he doesn't know boundaries. Like,
yeah, he's still trying to figure out his way and does not have the best bedside manner. Carter's like, this doesn't seem right, because then he'll see like the way Mark and Susan and Doug and other doctors treat their patients compared to Peter, and there's this like conflict in Carter's brain.
He's more listening, like he's not.
But he thinks he's connecting. He's like,
yes, he was listening, but he wasn't like replying. He wasn't really talking to her. And I think the patient kind of felt like she wasn't connecting with him as much as she thought she was, but yet like he was just trying to figure out what to do, how to process this information, because this is all kind of like new to him.
Carter is what, 24?
Is he that young?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
Are we gonna go by like the actual age of the actor, or like is there a way we can like find out how old the character is?
The average age of a medical student when entering medical school is 24.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was a resident, but he's still a student though. Okay.
No,
I didn't realize.
Dude. He's not Dr. Carter yet. He's Mr. Carter still.
So he probably graduated college when he was 21, like his undergrad. Mm-hmm. And then he probably got accepted to medical school. He probably did like a year or two like classwork, and this is like his first. Yeah, okay. All right, it tracks. All right.
Yeah, like you're like, he's like 30. I'm like, No.
How old's the actor though?
Noah Wiley. Oh gosh.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit older though.
Okay, hold on. Noah Wiley was born in 1971.
So 1994 minus 1971, whatever that is. 23. So, okay. All right, it tracks. This tracks. All right. He just looks a little bit older.
I mean, it's again the 90s and everybody looked older.
That is true. That is true.
They did not age the way we have, where we still look like we're 25.
But it's not the 60s, so we can't blame it on smoking. So he kind of goes through a pretty good awakening in this episode where, like, and you know what? This is episode 9 of the series, like the whole fucking series. So what I remember is, and he kind of gets like shitted on this a lot. He kind of gets like approached negatively by his peers for like deeply connecting to his patients. Like I feel like that's like a theme.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, why do you care so much? Like why do you care that this guy is like going through, this is not your problem, just fucking put the sutures in him, patch him up, put him back on the street. And like he can't get over things. And like we're only like 9 episodes in, and I feel like we've gone through like 5 of these moments like in his trajectory, which kind of like goes like I feel like this is like why he ends up in, where does he go, like India or Africa or something?
He goes to Africa.
Okay, like I feel like this is like part of the whole reason why he ends up there. Like this is who he is, I feel like.
There's a huge trajectory and path that leads Carter that way.
And it makes sense when you look at the whole show. We're not that far in the show yet, so we're not jumping ahead.
Yeah, we're not like we're barely scratching the ER surface.
Yeah, even though we've jumped around.
But Carter's patient somehow finds their way up to the roof.
Which blows my mind, like that you can just easily get to the roof in this place. Like it's not a locked door. Like, I
mean, Mark and Susan were hanging out on the roof earlier.
Yeah, but I feel like they have like a badge that could probably like open a door or something, like a key at least.
Did badges
you know what?
even do that back then?
I was gonna ask that, but you know what?
Like they don't even have email yet, Patrick.
All right, this is what I think is going on. So it's probably just like a normal like lock to get to the roof, but I bet you like there's probably a lot of like custodial staff, maybe like kitchen workers. There's
probably just like a freaking brick propping the door open.
That's what I was gonna say. I bet you a lot of people go up there to smoke. It's probably like a break area, that like an unofficial break area that people go to get away for a little bit. People go up there to smoke. Maybe people go up there like eat their lunch. Maybe like Lydia just likes to go sit up there and like read a fucking Danielle Steele novel for like an hour. And it's probably one of those doors where like once the door closes, you can't get back in. So there's like a brick or there's like a cinder block or like something. They throw something.
There's something.
Yeah. And people just forget that sometimes you'll get like a suicidal patient in the ER. And, you know, it's very easy for them just to go up a flight of stairs. This is 1994. We don't have the crazy security that we have today. I mean, we did an episode of Magnum PI in which you could just like walk into a military base.
Yeah, for real. You can't do that.
I don't know. We're probably this is probably like a good like 10-story building, right? Maybe taller.
Yeah, there's definitely like quite a few floors. Like you take enough elevators, you go up, and then you're like, if you are determined enough, you will find the roof. Someone spots her outside. Carter realizes it's his patient, goes up, and then they bring in Dev. And Carter's like trying to talk her off. And
kind of like Dev kind of like fucks it up. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
But there's like a moment though where Carter comes like running out, and like as a viewer of the show, like I don't recall ever seeing this episode before. I probably have, but like I don't recall it. But we know that like Carter has kind of like a hero complex. So we're like, oh my God, he's gonna come out. He's gonna have like the best monologue ever. And like he literally says like 5 words, and then like Div shows up, just walks off the roof.
Yeah, it's like, I'm done.
You hear a thud noise. You hear like a car alarm go off because he probably landed on the car that was below.
Yeah, and Carter's like traumatized.
Beyond belief traumatized. And there's like other people up there too. And like a few of them just like turn around and walk away. It's like, oh, okay, show's over. Show's over. So it's a wild fucking scene.
It's like, we gotta go clean up the mess downstairs now.
That's not even the end of the episode. No, there's still like a few more minutes. So like we cut over, this kind of like ties into the end of like Div's storyline, I think. Dr. Susan, her crazy sister, and her crazy sister's boyfriend were supposed to have some like Thanksgiving dinner, and Div was gonna, I guess, bring something like, I don't know, a Patti LaBelle pie.
Whatever pie he could find on clearance at the local market.
He doesn't show up. Susan's like furiously like dialing the phone to like reach him. And I was like thinking about this. Like, is she calling his house? Because this is 1994. He probably doesn't have a cell phone, or at the very least, he has a car phone. And the sister takes the turkey out of the oven and she like puts it on the table. And Susan's like, wait a second. Because it's like a white turkey still. Like there's no brown to it at all.
Yeah, this turkey is not cooked.
And she goes, Susan's like, how long have you been cooking this for? And she's like, I don't know, like 2 hours maybe.
He's at least another two, a turkey that big.
Susan freaks out and she's like, you gotta put this back in the fucking oven. And the sister is like, I have been slaving over the oven for the last 2 hours. He's like, I ain't cooking this anymore. So Susan just picks it up, throws it back in the oven. The boyfriend's like, oh, that means we can't eat till 10. And Susan's like, whatever, maybe I'll get like a hold of Div at this time. And so she like picks up the phone one more time and she like dials and we see like the like anxious look on her face. She's just like nervous, like, where is he? And we get to like the cut to like, it's like raining now. It's like pouring out. You get to the cut of like, it's like a highway. I don't like know where he is, but it's the middle of a highway. He's like standing in the middle lane. It doesn't have like a barricade between the two lanes. So it's like traffic going both ways. And he's like standing in the middle, like trying to get hit by a car. But like cars are like swerving because they see him. And he's like, come on, can't one of you fuckers just hit me? And that's like how the episode ends.
And the network's like, we really don't like the way this is going, so let's just get rid of him. So he's not that important.
Like he's not even in the opening credits, right? Like he's like a recurring. We might get a passing, like correct us if we're wrong. Set the Tone podcast, the official ER podcast.
Are you gonna like tag them in this so they listen to it?
And then they're gonna give us a correction of what happened to Div.
There might be something like in the next episode. Don't remember because I really didn't care about him.
Maybe there's a passing line, like maybe Susan's like, you know what? Thanksgiving was the like the deal breaker for me.
Oh god.
You know what? I bet across town, I bet he like went and applied to Chicago Hope. Chicago Hope took him in, reinvigorated his life, and he was a better person because of it. As I was watching this episode, I'm like, all right, this show takes place in Chicago. NBC has like an entire Chicago universe right now. They have Chicago Med, Chicago Police, Chicago.
That's like their Wednesday night.
They could very easily just like poach someone who was a character on ER and just have them work at whatever hospital Chicago Med is and be like, hey, I used to work at County, but you know, all these like smaller hospitals got shut down in the last 10 years and, you know, we merged. Glad to be here. They could put like 10 people from this show on Chicago Med like tomorrow.
They could snag up John Stamos.
Oh, they could totally get John Stamos. Linda Cardellini, I feel like she's available.
Oh, yeah.
The actress who played Lydia, maybe she's like about to retire, but they can like have her come over for like a year or two.
She's just like that temp nurse.
Yeah, like, you know what? Maybe she came back. Maybe COVID inspired her to come back to the field. I feel like they can get Abraham Ben Ruby could come back.
It's Jerry.
Yeah, the girl who was the other clerk would probably come back.
Randy,
yeah, they could probably get her back.
They could probably get like, yeah, it could be someone small, and you could just be like, okay, now we're in that universe.
Julianna Margulies is probably looking for a new project.
Well, to be fair, Carol is now married to Doug.
You know what? Maybe she got tired of being a transplant coordinator. Maybe she wants to go back to like her hometown. She wants to be closer. Maybe her mom has like Alzheimer's or something, and she wants to like be close to home. And
okay.
And you know what? She tried to get her old job back at County, but County got like merged with Chicago Med. So she's gonna join the Dick Wolf universe. Do you buy it? Do you think it could happen?
I could. Like, it wouldn't be that ridiculous.
Every network is still scrambling to do like a medical drama because like Fox has The Resident, which I think is like we're past like it being good now, right?
I haven't watched it since season 1.
Like I know Emily Van Camp, like they killed her character off, so like,
and that's kind of like her point. Like 4 seasons happened, and she pieces out. Because it was only like 4 seasons of Brothers and Sisters, and she pieced out.
So you mean season 4, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? She's gonna be out. She's done.
I think by the time there's season 4 of that, they should know that she is the bad guy. It wouldn't even be Falcon and Winter Soldier. It would be Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
And they're doing a Captain America movie with him as
with
Captain
Sam
America.
as Captain America.
So we're gonna get Emily Van Camp as the bad guy, and he's gonna figure it out, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like, you know what? Hold on, new idea. We get a fun Laverne and Shirley-esque type sitcom in the Marvel universe. That's Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Emily Van Camp.
I don't think those characters work that way.
Yeah, but isn't Julia Louis-Dreyfus trying to like pick up that whole like bad Avengers, like the evil Avengers?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character, Valentina, works for Emily Vanderkamp's character. So Sharon Carter is the power broker. Valentina works for the power broker.
I was thinking it was the other way around, but I could be wrong.
And let's be real, Valentina probably doesn't even know that Sharon Carter's the power broker.
Probably not. It's probably like a Charlie's Angel voice on the radio. Like, all right, new idea. We get like a Mary Tyler Moore-esque type show where Emily Van Camp is Lou Grant, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is as Valentina in like the Mary Tyler Moore show where she's trying to like rise in the ranks, go from being the desk girl to evening news by the end of the show.
Okay, wow.
We need a good Rob. But you know what? Fuck it. Throw Agatha all along in there too. Why not? Let's make it like you know what? Fuck it. I throw that all out the window. Let's make it designing women with those three. You know what? Does Natalie Portman want to go into TV? Maybe she can be her character too.
No, forget her.
Or Kat Dennings. Let's do Kat Dennings.
Yes. Give me more Darcy.
All right, and then if we need like a superhero-esque type character, we can get like Monica Rambeau to do it too. Why not?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Disney Plus, if you're listening, call us, hire us, pay us like $4 billion, and we'll have this on the air by next year. Yeah, Julia Louis-Dreyfus owes us a favor. We could probably make it happen.
What was it the other day? I said, like, that's it. This is the last reboot I support. It was Night Court.
Oh, Night Court. Yeah, coming back to on the air, Night Court. With no Harry Anderson or no Marky Post, because they're both dead. R.I.P. Ouija board us.
I mean, John Larroquette.
He's in it. I already saw a pic. I saw a picture of him like talking to like a hot judge, so he's back.
Which is the girl who played Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah. And Marsha Warfield, she's probably not doing much, right?
I don't think she's involved though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Right, who else is there?
I don't know who else. I think John Larroquette's the only one from the original cast in it.
Is Gomez Adams still alive? Is Gomez
Melissa
Adams?
is playing Harry's daughter, Abby.
All right, who's clamoring for a Night Court reboot besides us?
I don't know.
Well, I want to know. That's the question to answer. Call up our hotline. Do you have the phone number handy for our voicemail line?
I don't know what it is anymore.
No one ever sent us one anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right. Who cares?
Whatever. It's out there somewhere.
All right. I gotta ask you the age-old question because we're like 7 hours in. On a scale of 1 out of 5 plucked turkeys, how many plucked turkeys would you rate this episode of ER? ER Confidential. Are we gonna get a night of Cat 5s? Are we gonna get a banner night? Are we gonna get like a middling grade?
I want to say it's a 4.5. Tag kind of like pulls me down.
I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you. It was a good episode of ER.
Yeah.
We got our good like gross out moments. We get to see like the early inner workings of the characters, but the thing about ER is like you have to be enthralled by the patient storylines. And I feel like the patient storylines didn't really like draw me in. Like the transgendered woman storyline was good.
Yeah.
Maybe the Andy and Larry was okay, but like the other ones kind of sucked.
Yeah, they weren't stories that were really gonna like pull you in and you're gonna like give a damn about these characters really.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
what all it really showed is that like yes, it's Thanksgiving, it's a holiday, but tragedies still happen.
But it's Thanksgiving. We could have got like a fun like an electric knife gone wrong.
Yeah, there were none of those like normal like Thanksgiving family emergency, you know?
Yeah, like I even feel like on like the Christmas episodes, I feel like we get like fun Christmas related accidents.
There's always the guy who falls off the roof, like putting up the Santa or something.
Yeah, or you get like the 11-year-old that doesn't believe in Santa anymore, so like the dad's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna prove him wrong, and he like slips on ice and falls off and fucking breaks his hip. We didn't get that in this. And you know what? I feel like they do like good Halloween episodes. Do they do good Halloween episodes? I don't even know.
Not really. Nothing that like sticks out.
They could have. It was a November sweeps. They could have like They could have hit this out of the park. But you know what? We're season 1.
They're still finding their way. They're still, even like if you look at Friends season 1, there are some like questionable, like what the hell moments in those first like 12 episodes.
It's like, oh, Rachel actually works at the coffee shop that they live above. So I'm excited about next week, only because we don't know where we're going yet. Probably Christmas episodes.
I'm like, what are you excited
It's gonna
for?
be a Christmas episode. Maybe we'll do Home Improvement. Maybe we'll do who knows? You know what? Maybe we'll do an ER Chris episode. Maybe we'll do a back-to-back ERs. You never know. You don't know what you're gonna get.
We have no clue, guys. None at all.
And don't bother giving us suggestions, because they'll already be recorded by the time you hear this.
Exactly. Like by the time you hear this,
Will we get in a fight over classic cinema characters like the White Christmas episode last year? Will we finally get to do Ebby, the Susan Lucci Christmas Carol like retake? Probably, because we had a yeah, all right. Well, probably gonna. You know what? That's probably gonna be next week's episode. All right. Where can you follow our Wild Ass Adventures, Cat Outside the Ether? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Tumblr, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah.
At A Very Special Podcast. Then you can find us on averyspecialpodcast.com, saltsrockmedia.com. You can find us all over the place because you found us somehow. So you should click subscribe and keep listening to our wild insanity.
Yeah, and shout out to our new followers on YouTube who found us through the head of the class link.
Yeah.
That we threw something up to the universe last episode in which we said whoever Google searches, like, what was it, head of the class?
Yeah.
And it was like, what, 2 hours later someone found it?
Like, fastest reply we've ever gotten.
Nice. So shout out to that person. And actually, I looked on their YouTube page. They have like head of the class clip. So new friend of the show, that person. Sorry, I forget your name, but we appreciate you, and we also appreciate the big Leslie Bega fan that commented on our YouTube page. Shout out to you. And I guess we're gonna go. So as always,
yeah. Bye.
watch the highways for Div dodging traffic.
Oh my God, Patrick.